Hello, everyone, and welcome to PinkPixels. We are here to have a good time, good conversations with good people. So check, mark all of those for your Monday evening. Now, small little disclosure as we get into this. This is a recording. This is actually one that we recorded Sunday night, so still pretty fresh, less than 24 hours old, but it gives us a chance to get more voices in on this platform. So, of course, we're going to take it. And either way, whether you're watching it live or watching it as a recording on YouTube weeks later, know that we're thinking the best of you, that you find time to join us whenever you can. And we're going to continue week after week to find good voices, good and amazing individuals in the gaming space to bring you here on PinkPixels. So happy Monday, friends. I'm your host, CausticPhoenix, and I want to thank you for joining us. As a reminder, especially as we're getting into fall and we're talking about shedding those leaves, that dead air, that dead skin, all of that, it's always a good time for us to also think about what are ideas and things that need rebirth, need new change. It's that kind of switch in the season that gives us an idea of how can we be inspired to take that next step, to challenge ourselves in new ways. And that's what I love about being here every Monday, is that it gives us that chance before we dive into the rest of the week. Monday's like an admin week, right? We check all the emails, we make our to-do lists, all this stuff. It's a chance for us to look at the rest of the week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yes, I know my days of the week. But a chance for us to be reflective, to be purposeful, and to look for not just what we know from ourselves and where we want to go, but to look for inspiration from others. Because one of the best ways to be a good learner is to learn from others, to hear their stories, to find that next step where others have also taken that step. And so we've got an amazing guest joining us this evening who's going to give us all of that good rejuvenation. And I've said too much, so let's go ahead and welcome her in right away. Donnie Yon, please introduce yourself. Say hello.
Hello, my name is Donnie Yan. I am a Twitch streamer, a part of the Women's Guild and the Pride Guild. I do variety streaming with a little bit of baking whenever there's a celebration to be had. I play any games from horror games, sometimes casual, cozy games, a lot of action packed. And yeah, besides that, I sometimes post a TikTok. Don't look at my YouTube, it's really embarrassing. I can't edit. And that's about it, really. I'm also a casual cosplayer on the side. And yeah,
You just do it all.
I
Just
think I
like,
said that. I don't know if I
yeah,
double said that, but I
you
just do it all. I do whatever feels like it's gonna happen.
I love that. And why not? Right? You do what you feel like doing. And I think that's important. Like you get to set your agenda of like today are we going to bake? Today are we going to play a cozy game? Are we going to do horror? I got to ask with October in session now, Halloween's creepy crawly things all over the place. Are you also into the horror game theme right now or is it just everybody else is doing it and you need a breather? Where are we at on that spectrum?
This entire month is actually the first month that I've done this in my entire couple years of streaming. I planned out every single day. And every day that I've streamed, I have a different cosplay. So I have like 30 costumes. They're on my floor, they're under my bed, they're in my closet, they are everywhere. And so far, all of them are scary games. Some of them are more casual scary, like Dead by Daylight. Others have been what we've played already was Fears to Fathom, the newest one, which was Woodbury Getaway, and then we played Bendy and the Ink Machine, which bugged out on me, so I never got to finish it, so that was kind of sad. And then we've also been playing the Outlast Trials. We finished Until Dawn, my first ever playthrough of that. I only killed 2 people, so and tomorrow we're gonna be playing the casting of Frank Stone. So we have like a whole bunch of things. And Wednesdays
Mm-hmm.
we have a movie horror nights. So we watched The Possession of Hannah Grace and we watched Jennifer's Body so far. And then we have a couple more movies. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you are killing it. That's so much. 30 days of content, 30 looks, 30 games, or at least 30 days of playing games. And I saw the trailer for Frank Stone, and that one gave me the goosebumps. What is the thrill behind it? Is it that you
I'm
like
so
being
excited.
afraid? Is it, yeah, is it the lore? Is it just the
I don't
vibes? What's the root
I
of
don't
you
know
appeal? Yeah.
because there's like when I was a kid, I hated anything scary, anything horror,
Look at
could
you now.
not do it. Traumatized me, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, and then I don't know. I just kind of started playing horror games, but there's like a line to it. If
Hmm.
if they have a story to follow, then I'm completely like when it comes to Five Nights at Freddy's,
Hmm.
some of the newer games they have a story, and I love them. Like Security Breach, Sister Location, phenomenal.
Hmm.
The first games where it's just kind of like there is a story, sort of, but it's jump scaring at you. I don't like them. Not the best.
Hmm.
I am a little nervous though because later in the week I'm gonna be playing a game called Visage, and I played it when it first came out. It's the only horror game to ever make me cry. I was sobbing when playing this
What?
game, and I played it for 3 hours straight, and I never finished it. So I'm gonna be playing it from the beginning
What? Okay.
on Friday to see
You have to explain this to me.
something about it like shook me to my core.
Well, why would you put yourself through this? Like, if you have such a visceral reaction to it, you're like, you know what? Two things. Let's play it again because we're going to try to get further. And second of all, you're going to make this public. You're going to stream this so other people can see your
Yeah.
absolute terror. What drives a person to do that? Tell me, Donnie. I gotta know because this is not what most people would go and say, yeah, that's the logical step to take.
Um, well, it's genuinely a good game,
Hmm.
and I mean, I don't know. I want to experience. I want to beat it. I'm not gonna beat it, but I want to try again because there's puzzles involved, and maybe I didn't quite understand what was happening the first time.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it's a me problem.
Maybe you didn't understand
People
because you
like
were
it.
afraid. I
I don't
appreciate
know if
your
it was the
bravery.
music or like the vibes of it. Something about it just really like I've played some scary horror games. Like
Yeah.
I played Madison, I've played I can't remember what else I've played at right now, but
It's a pop quiz. We never
nothing's
remember
made
then.
me upset.
Wow.
Nothing's made me upset but this one, and I don't know why.
I'm just gonna forget the name of that game because I already know it's not for me then. Too much. But for those people out there, right, like it's the same reason why people are drawn to horror films, right? There's the story, like how do they survive? How do they get through it? The rise and fall of emotions that we're going through. And it's not just like the one scare. Like as you mentioned, you're like you like the ones with stories. I have to imagine then when you're playing it as a video game, it amplifies that so much more than what people might view just in the theater or in a movie because you are controlling that character. You're so much more tied to them. They're your little
Yeah.
puppets now suddenly, and it's your fault if they die. It's your fault if their teammates don't make it through. It's your fault if you don't make it to the end of the story. Not to put any blame on your shoulders, I'm
Like
sorry,
I
but kind of does.
Oh no, man. Listen, I accidentally killed Jessica right off the bat, and that was totally my fault. But
Wait, what was your reaction? Did you
no,
just
and
go,
then
"Oops,
like there's a
sorry, Jessica"?
so how it worked was I apparently had to take the fastest routes to get to her. So
Yes.
apparently she was already going to be dead by the time I got there, but I didn't know that. But when I was playing,
Yeah.
I finally did decide to choose a fast route.
Mhm.
But Mike, the character I was playing as at the moment, slipped into the water, and I thought that's what was going to kill him, but he didn't die. So I was like, oh, okay, everything's fine. Back on my way to go get Jess. She falls, she dies. And then there was a premonition showing Mike slipping in the water and it saying you took too long to get to her. And I lost it, dude. I was like, this is absurd.
Like, it's not my fault. I was
I tried
trying
my
so
best.
hard. I'm glad. Yeah, don't put Jess's death on your guilt because you didn't know. How would you possibly know? And even if you didn't, you try. It wasn't like you were trying to delay yourself. You're not like, let's take the scenic route. It's a perfect time for a swim.
Yeah. No, so my thing was like, if I take this fast route, like there was
Mhm.
a drop at one point, and I was like,
Mhm.
Mike, if you drop that, you're going to break your legs or die, and we can't save Jessica if we're dead. Apparently, he
Good
could have
point.
survived that drop. My bad. I don't know.
But you don't know that. That's the problem. You just good luck. Jessica's dead now because you weren't sure about breaking your legs. I
Yeah.
I like the
And
way
like
you think.
another thing,
Mhm.
oh,
Yeah, go for it.
I was gonna say another thing, like you're talking about how it's different playing a game because those are your characters.
Mhm.
It's different, especially between a third person game and a first person game.
Yes.
In a lot of the first person games that I play that are scary, I constantly, if anybody's watching my stream at the time, half the time I'm yelling, it's just a game, because I need to remind myself that it is just a game and I'm physically going to be okay, even though every bone in my body feels so tense.
You're going through like a whole physical
I'm
workout
pretty
playing this game.
When the mortuary assistant first released its demo, I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure I had a heart attack. I swear, I my heart was in pain.
But you keep playing. What if you die playing this? Like pushing your heart to the limit. You're like, "Oh."
If I died playing games on stream, I think that's the best ending.
Don't we see your tombstone now? It's just a game.
She
We'll put
died
that
on
on
stream,
there.
her Twitch got banned. Just in case.
You'll probably make national headlines from that, so way to be a little infamous. I cannot believe that. That is wild to me. But kudos to you. And I love the reminder that you have to scream to yourself that it's just a game. Like that the immersion's too strong. So do you do any VR at all?
No, I don't have a VR headset. I think I would actually like any game that hadn't made me cry. I think I'd probably cry. Or I'd be like so silent and like scream every time something happened
Mm.
because some of these games should never be in VR. Those definitely have killed some people.
No one's making it out. I can't remember what it was, but it was early in the VR days. There was one horror game that was also triggered by sound. So if you screamed, it would draw more, I think, zombies towards you. So you also had to be like,
Ooh.
zip quiet. No screaming. It's just a game. Uh, So I want to rewind this. So obviously here you were looking forward to October. You're into it. You're going through all of the costumes. You're changing through everything. But this isn't something that you do every month. In your past, right? Where did you begin when you
No.
decided, right, when you were going to do content creation before, the 30 days, the cosplay, the playing of games, right? What made you go, let's do this. Let's turn on, let's give Twitch a try. Let's share this experience with others. What made you do that?
Day one. Oh
Mm-hmm.
boy. I actually have a story for this.
Ooh, okay.
So when I was a kid, I knew being a YouTuber was never going to be my forte.
Okay, sure.
I'm so technically challenged when it comes to anything with editing or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like when you're a kid, you want to dabble in something.
Yes.
It was an embarrassment. We don't talk. It was just like never gonna pursue it, whatever.
Oh.
And it wasn't anything sad or anything. Like I still watched all my favorite YouTubers and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then a couple of them started to make the jump to Twitch, and they like barely like posted to YouTube anymore because
Mm-hmm.
they were just making that jump.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and what happened? There was an so Chilled Chaos is somebody that jumped, and I was watching him,
Mm-hmm.
and he would play with this guy named Tabes, who I currently mod for now. He's like what I like to call one of the OG YouTubers of a certain group.
Yes.
And we were playing Call of Duty. Like he was a big Call of Duty guy. If anybody ever watched that, then they would probably know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
And we were playing COD, and it was him, my friend Mutt, and myself. And we were just talking about like streaming and all of that. And one day I was just kind of like, I would stream, but I don't think anybody wants to. Like, I don't think anybody would want to watch me, type of thing. Like, Twitch didn't like. I didn't really know what Twitch was either. Like, I knew it, but I didn't know it, type of thing.
It's different from
Because it
being like
had
a viewer
also
versus a
been a
content creator. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and it had also been like an established platform years before I decided to watch it or
Mm-hmm.
like have my own account for it.
Mm-hmm.
And my friend Mutt, he said, "Well, I enjoy playing with, or like I enjoy listening to you and like playing with you, so
Yeah.
I'm sure other people will do that too." And then, um, I actually got my first. This computer
Yes.
isn't a year old. I played on a laptop. I've played on a laptop for like 3 years, and
What?
nobody knew it was a laptop until I like would say something about it because it ran really well until it started to die.
Until it didn't.
Um,
It ran well
or
until it didn't run
it
well.
wasn't. Yeah, it was like games got too good to run on it. So how dare game developers get better?
Dang it.
And yeah, I had a gaming laptop for Christmas. Coincidentally, I I had won a mic from a giveaway that somebody was doing,
Okay.
and I don't know. The first game I played was Star Wars Jedi. I think it was Fallen Order.
Okay.
And
Great storyline.
then I just kept streaming.
Mm-hmm.
That was about it. I just kept going and it was fun.
So
It was in my basement. It was the most whack setup because my basement was unfinished. I was on a couch. I had a workout mat tucked in between my back and the cushions of the chair so you couldn't see all the piping from the rest of the basement. It was a whole experience.
you're like, yep, this is it. But you make it work. I love that you're like, listen, we're gonna hide.
Maybe it made it work.
We're gonna
Yeah.
hide the pipes. People aren't gonna know. That's the beauty of like on camera. People only see a certain part up, you know, like they don't need to know what's on the like back
Oh,
here.
people definitely knew.
Yeah. Oh, they definitely you're like
The gap between the mat to the ceiling was there was a lot of
they're like,
it
you're
was
not
very
fooling
obvious
anyone.
what was happening.
We all know what's back there. But you put in the effort, which kind of helps. It matters. Yes. And I love that you're like, no, people knew. They saw what you were doing. Oh.
Because sometimes the mat would fall because it wasn't secure. It was like a full.
Tony.
It was tucked into a full couch.
No.
Listen, we all had to start somewhere, okay?
That's true.
Hands up. Everybody.
But that's such a good lesson for anyone. Like, I think there's this dream of like, well, I'll begin once I have all the right pieces. I'll begin once I have the perfect setup. I'll begin when, you know, whenever. It's always some later time though, for whatever reason. And I love that you're like, listen, it's all here, but we're doing it anyway. And
It
that's the
sounded like
important
there
part.
was a helicopter in my room. That mic was picking up every noise.
If you're playing Call of Duty, that works. There's no propellers though in Star Wars. I'm sorry.
Listen, I don't know why or how, but people were watching.
But it's because of you. That's why. I'm going to call it. I know why. Right? It wasn't because, oh, she's got the cleanest setup, right? It's not for the tech. It's because your content. You were good. I teach this to my students. Like at the end of the day, people aren't going to see your presentation and be like, wow, did you see those transitions? If all people are talking about are your transitions, then your presentation sucked. All right. Like that shouldn't be the shining star at the end of the day. Right. So if you've got really good content, people are going to stick around. You're gonna start building and finding the right people who care about the right things. Now, granted, obviously you've elevated since then. You've got this kind of cute little speckled chair. You've got your cool new colored PC now that's lighting up. Right? You've evolved since then. Now let's look back. All right. In this, if you could see young you starting out, what advice would you give? Because I feel like you would have some good advice, like,
oh man, I
don't let
wish.
Jess die.
It's weird because like I wish I started earlier. I think that would have helped, but obviously like I also to give like prior context to gaming on a laptop.
Yeah.
I was never a huge gamer like at all. Like we had an Xbox 360 when I was a kid. I had a DS.
Yeah.
We had a Wii. But I wasn't one of those people that like played every single game. Like when I was a child, I'd never had like a Game Boy. I never had. There were so many game consoles I didn't know existed, or games that I didn't know existed.
Yeah.
Took me forever to know that Pokemon. I thought the Pokemon games were so cool to own.
Yeah.
But I never owned any. I've only played like maybe 2 Pokemon games. I've watched all the anime.
That's
it's
still
like
good. We love you still.
So yeah, no, because I only ever played like sports and stuff when I was a kid. So or like we went outside and did stuff. So all my friends were like, "Oh, you don't know like this game or that game or blah blah blah," and I'm like, dude, I started gaming maybe, I guess it's been like 2016 or 2017 is what my Steam account says I first bought it.
Yeah.
But I only played like Gmod. And yeah, no, I didn't actually properly start playing games until I started streaming because I didn't have a computer to play games on until then. So I've it's been like a journey of playing games I've never gotten to play before, or replaying games I never finished when I had them on console. Like playing the Batman games, like the Arkham Batman games. There was one part in when I played on console when I was a kid, I could not get past Mr. Freeze, and I did not know what to do. I crushed it on PC, and it was like childhood dream finishing this game unlocked.
We're proud of you. You did it. Childhood redemption.
Like little things like that. Like,
but I think
that's like, exactly. They just
that's the lesson.
I'm like making
right?
up on a lot of lost ground.
Yeah, like it's a chance for you to explore you. Because like when you look back at like. I think for like when people feel like they have to stream, like they only see it as it's gaming and it's for people who are serious about gaming. But you've used this as a chance to open a new chapter in your life to say, I want to play more games. I want to do more, and we're going to share it together. And what a heck of an opportunity to open that up to your community, to make suggestions, to experience it with you. Like the Arkham games, oh gosh, I feel old saying this, but they're old. They're not new games, right?
They're old. No, like when I got the Arkham games, I got them when they came out, but I was like a child.
Yes, yes, it's different. They're not new anymore. There's not even a remaster, but like, so most people don't go back and play it, or a few hardcore, but they get to still enjoy and relive it and go through it with you. And that's their chance to experience it as if with fresh eyes. They've seen it before, but by going with you in this journey, they get to see it as if, right, what it reminds them of when they played it for the first time. The nostalgia, the story surprises, the success in beating Mr. Freeze, right, is the joy behind it. That's such a good kind of takeaway.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of nostalgia, like when... I don't know if you remember, but like this would also be when I was a kid, probably when you were a kid, or at least a younger, maybe like a teenager or something. I'm not really sure what our age gap is.
I'm old. Oh, don't worry.
But it was Kingdom Hearts would have ads, but like in movie theaters. Like they would have like you would go and see a movie and they would have like a trailer. And they haven't done this for years, but I remember thinking that they were the coolest thing. So I didn't know what Kingdom Hearts was, but I loved seeing a Kingdom Hearts trailer. I thought it was so cool. And I'd never touched a Kingdom Hearts game, never did anything. Until last month, I played my first Kingdom Hearts game, and I played the second one, and I took a break from it this month because it was getting on my nerves. But
pace yourself. There's a lot of them.
Kingdom Hearts, it genuinely made me like the happiest person in the world playing Kingdom Hearts 1. Like it was crazy how I felt playing that game, and it was so much fun. And people were like so excited to be like watching it.
Okay, you got to tell me then, what was your favorite part about Kingdom Hearts? What gives that strong kind of thing, like when you play it again the second time or the third time, that it's going to trigger a particular emotion? What makes it so human?
I think... I don't know. There's like something kind of serious yet childish to it. And it's all your favorite characters are there, and they're all there together. And it was just like, I've never really played games that were that game style either. But it was fun to learn. And I think there was just so much nostalgia to it. And that's that. I think... I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's really just one of those feelings that you know in the moment, but don't know how to like talk about it.
I think I've picked it up. Because you reference like it sounds like it's that perfect mixture of like serious versus fun. Like we love contrast. It's also something that's new to you, but
Mhm.
also old because you know the characters. And by having like these opposite things all in one place, it gives you everything. Like there's no like when you play horror games, like it's serious, this is new, everything's a surprise. Like it's a
Mhm.
very set pathway. But with Kingdom Hearts for you, it was everything, all of it. Or like that movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what made it worth
But
and having the nostalgia over is that you get everything here. It isn't a pick or choose. You have a whole buffet of emotions, a buffet of characters.
Mhm.
And I guess that only works if you like
I got to
buffets.
see, like, old princesses. Like,
Yes.
I'm a huge, like, old princess Disney fan or,
Yeah. You got a
like,
favorite?
any type of version of Mickey Mouse. I loved Aurora. I think she's pretty. I think she's
Mhm.
got everything about her just sits warmly with me.
Yeah.
Um,
Plus she
and
had the
then
cool
any
color
type of
changing
Mickey
dress.
Mouse character.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Her dress was great. um, but yeah, I loved Wizard Mickey when he had that. Any type of Mickey Mouse character was fun. So anytime King Mickey showed up on screen, I was freaking out. I was like, yes, King Mickey, let's go. He could have been on screen for half a second. It could have been his shadow, and I was freaking out over him being in the area.
You're like, he's here. Everyone stay calm. And you're the one who's
He's
not calm.
here.
Yeah.
And then we would see like Queen Minnie and Princess
Aw.
Daisy, and I was like, oh my god, they're so beautiful. Their dresses, everything. Like,
You're living in the moment. And I think that's beautiful. So are you also a
I
Disney
was.
person then? Like Disney World, Disneyland? Is that your cup of tea?
um, I've been to Disney World and Disneyland. I would never call myself, I'm not saying this in a negative way by
Okay.
saying I would never, more that like I'm not like I wouldn't call myself a Disney adult
Okay.
essentially because
Mhm.
I don't know, I'm just not one of those people that's put their life into Disney, I
That's
guess.
okay. Like you see like
Um
the line of like, okay, there are people who are fully
yeah,
committed and you're like, I'm not there
there's
yet.
like I think there's like the Disney fans for sure, and then there's the Disney adults.
Hmm.
I think I'm like definitely big Disney fan,
Okay.
but also more old Disney. A lot of the new Disney stuff I either just don't have time to watch or just don't feel like investing in. Which is why I love Kingdom Hearts because it's all old
That's all.
Disney or like old whatever.
So are you gonna play any Lorcana in your future?
I don't know what that is.
No worries.
What
It
is
think trading cards but with Disney. And so you can get like Hercules cards and it's a whole like Pokemon, like how you can play Pokemon with cards. Um it's the whole same
Oh,
thing but with
okay.
Disney characters. And it's all the classic old Disney characters. So you see like all the princesses, even like the from what's the Merlin? A Sword in the Stone, even old ones like that
Okay,
one
yeah.
too. Uh, all the
I'm gonna be
villains.
honest, I do not see myself playing Lorcana in my
Ah,
future,
that's okay.
but it seems like a very cute game for sure.
So how do you know that a game is right for you? Because there's like thousands of games. There's video games, there's board games, there's digital cards like Magic the Gathering's also digital now. How do you know
Mhm.
which one do you want to pick? Even from the horror genre, when you were picking out the ones that you were going to play this month, how do you know what ones are going to be ones that you are most likely going to enjoy playing on stream?
Um, well, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of like how I talked about I would really like a horror game if it has that storyline that I can follow.
Hmm.
A bunch of the games that I stream have a story to them. Some of them are more free roamy than others,
Hmm.
but for the most part, there's something that I can invest in and still understand what's happening. Um, like I was playing Elden Ring for a little bit, but I
Ooh.
had to play it with I had to do the what's it called? Whatever the mod is that allows you to play with a friend.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
had to play it with my friend who like knows everything about Elden Ring because like, it was fun, and
Yes.
it's still fun to play,
Hmm.
but if he wasn't, holding my hand explaining to me, like, what was happening, I would never know what's going
You
on.
just wanted the guided experience.
And yeah, I need a guy like, this is gonna probably be controversial, but Zelda. um, what was I think the game that I tried to play on I didn't own it. It was my friends. It was Breath in the Wild.
Okay.
Probably a great game. I've seen people
Probably.
play it. They look like they have a fun time with
Yeah.
it. I personally found little to no enjoyment. It was cool to play a Zelda game for the first time
Yeah.
because I knew what it was. I've heard
Yes.
everybody talking about it.
Yep.
Um,
Didn't it win like game
I
of the
couldn't
year
invest
one
in
year
it.
or something? Yeah.
Probably, like, it was
Probably.
up there. Um,
Look at you, you little
it
outsider.
just wasn't for me.
No, that's okay. That's I mean, people are gonna disagree with you very strongly. But you
It
seem
was
already
like
prepared for that.
walking simulator. Respectfully, I felt like I was in a field of walking sim with some like combat at some point, and I had to like really figure out where to go, and I didn't know what was happening.
You're like, I'm lost in a field. Where am I supposed to be? I'm just here with some field. Like, give you an arrow, give you direction. You're like, giving me a pathway, and then we're good to go.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, I think the lore is fun. I'll sometimes like
Mhm.
Google lore for things that
Yeah.
I don't know how to play or like will never play, and I think, wow, that's pretty cool.
Hmm.
Why isn't that translating in your game?
It's okay. I get it. I get it. I'll share because I think my sentiments along the same lines. Like everyone loves the anime One Piece. I thought it's very boring. Very boring. It took too long. If you take, they're
Okay.
like, oh, once you get past like the first 100 episodes, I'm sorry, if it takes 100 episodes for your story to get good, it's not a good story. I'm sure it gets great better on, but like that's the take. And the beauty of it is don't worry, there's plenty of other animes in the sea. And for you, like, there's plenty of other games. It's okay that you don't like
Yeah,
Zelda Breath of the
exactly.
Wild. Yeah.
I think I think it would be a problem if I like the only thing I ever did was talk bad about the games I
Yes.
don't like, but
Yeah.
like I don't. It's not even that I don't like the game. I think I have no opinions, so just move
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. You're like, it's not my thing, so I'm not gonna give a say on it. I think that's fair.
Actually,
Mm-hmm.
the only game that I've absolutely hated, and I will always say that I hate it, is Batman Arkham Origins. That made me so miserable. And I don't even think I played a full hour of that game when it comes to whatever Steam time I had. I think if that was the first game to ever come out and I
Mhm.
never experienced the controls of the other games,
Yeah.
I would like it.
Yes.
But it felt like a game that should not have been made later on physically, and yeah, I don't know. Apparently, some people also agree that they hate it. I don't know what happens in Origins. Um, some people say they love it. That's fair.
Hmm.
Maybe one day I'll give it another try, but the absolute misery that I was streaming this game too,
Yeah.
and people knew I was pissed.
Like, was it just like the
It was not a
mechanics
fun
going through, or the
experience.
storyline didn't make it worth it?
I think it was probably the mechanics
Okay. Just frustrating.
because I couldn't remember what the storyline was,
Yeah.
because I thought like not Origins, Night City and Asylum all had like really like the mechanics were a little bit different in each, but they
Mhm.
all had very like fluent mechanics I thought worked really well with the game. Um, this one's map I hated. I hated all the buttons the way they were laid, like everything. I could not tell you one nice thing about that
Who decided this? Did they just
I
say
don't
like,
know.
here's everything that was good in the old ones. Let's not do that. This is perfect.
Probably.
Probably. They're
I'm not.
innovative
I
in the
haven't
worst way.
played it in maybe 3 years. I don't
It's
know.
okay. We'll let that one stay in the archives. But I love that kind of strong feeling. But I want to flip it then. Okay, obviously Kingdom Hearts is a clear favorite of yours, or at least
Mhm.
a top 10. Is there another game on that list
Mhm.
that also you're like, hands down, would play again, again, and again on stream?
I've played uh I think my favorite game overall is Arkham City, and I have brought that back to stream a few times to try and get like trophies that I haven't found since there's like 300 Riddler trophies hanging about and like all of that stuff.
Just a few.
And like there's so many there's so many side trophies in both Asylum and City that I've invested so much time in, and I still haven't bothered finishing yet. But I would replay those
Mhm.
from the start probably. Um,
Have you ever played them
Other
while
than
wearing a
that,
Batman mask?
not a Batman mask, but I did play Gotham Knights while dressed as Bat. What is she? Batgirl?
Yes.
Batwoman? Whatever
Uh,
Barbara Gordon's purple bat suit is.
yes. I
Um,
think she's Batwoman then,
I
right?
had that entire suit. She's Yeah, I think she's Batwoman.
Yes.
I had that entire suit and it looked exactly the same.
Dang.
And yeah, it was pretty fun. It's unfortunate that suit because it was slightly too. I've lost a lot of weight since wearing that suit, but it was
Mhm.
slightly too small when I had it on the first time.
Ah,
It was
dang.
difficult to get into, and there ended up getting like a little hole in it. And
Oh.
now it's just way too big. It's just way too big now, and that hole's still there. And but it was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, yeah. Rest in peace. We will remember it always.
Yeah, for sure.
Dang, dang. So maybe in the next few Halloweens, maybe we'll see a revisit of Batwoman.
Oh man, I'd probably have to reinvest in something. I don't
That's fair.
actually have a plan to for her anytime soon.
Man.
I've thought about it, but I'm not quite sure about that one quite yet.
Well, in case people were curious, like especially because you seem to be really into the DC kick, and maybe it's just because the Arkham games are fantastic on their own. Are you more DC than Marvel then, even
Mhm.
on the film side?
DC when I Ooh, see, that's the tricky one there.
Yeah.
DC Comics overall.
Okay.
DC shows, I think there's a tie. I think I
Okay.
slightly like DC shows a little bit better, but there's a tie between them.
Okay.
Movies, unfortunately, Marvel definitely takes it. I still enjoy the DC movies.
Yeah.
If you put them up to their source material, they're clearly not the
Yeah.
same. But
Yeah.
if you take away the source material, I can still like find some enjoyment in watching
Yeah.
it.
They're like inspired from the source material, but not from the source material.
Some of them even saying inspired is a little
That's fair.
questionable,
Some of them
but
they really go off the deep end for.
there's definitely some pulls.
Okay. Then that leads
No,
me to
like
my next. Go for. Go ahead. Go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna talk about how like I love the Suicide Squad comic books, so I was
Mhm.
very excited for them to make them into movies.
Yeah.
I I'm not delusional. I know those movies to source material were god awful, but I mean I'll still rewatch them.
Sure.
Like
The first one had some really nice casting choices, just not a great script. I thought the second
yeah.
one was actually pretty fun. I don't know. I enjoyed it still.
The second one was fun for sure.
Yeah.
Um, I do like that in the first one, when she was going through her old closet of costumes, that
Mm,
at some point, usually at some point through almost all versions of Harley Quinn, they'll
yeah.
show her very first like original Jester suit, which I love.
Yes.
Um, but other than that, I think Margot Robbie did a great job with her.
Mm,
That's Harley Quinn essentially. It's just unfortunate. Um, script writing.
You're like, keep going further. See, I wanted to know, like, yeah, are you on board with Margot Robbie and her interpretation of Harley? And it is what the script permits.
Oh, no, I think she's great. Yeah, no, I think she's definitely like I don't think there's gonna be a better actress for Harley Quinn in a while.
She's nailing it. Like, it's the right
Unless they
energy.
pull something out of somewhere. Like, yeah, no, she's perfect for it.
Are you going to ever do a Harley Quinn cosplay in this upcoming October?
Oh, I've done multiple.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm planning on doing one on the 27th.
I love that I could tell you popped up your calendar to check. I love that.
I don't have full pieces to any of my Harley costumes. Well, I do. I just don't know where they're located. So I think it's going to be a mesh of different Harley cosplays that I've had. I still have part of her like full half and black and red bodysuit that I might combo with some makeup plus I went to New York Comic Con as her Suicide Squad version, with the half blue, half red hair. So I might pair that with that wig and then like do some makeup and just pull it together and be like, yeah this is a Harley version.
Listen, if the movies can do their interpretation, you're allowed to do yours as well, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Plus, of all the characters, I feel like Harley Quinn would be like yes to any woman just bringing her to life in any way. Seems kind of fitting. Well, I'm going to ask you one more question before we take a little bit of a breather. For what you have left of this month, which costume are you most looking forward to?
Blair Witch from the anime Soul Eater. So she's the one I'm most looking forward to.
Yes.
Currently, I don't. No, not that Blair.
Okay.
There's an anime called Soul Eater.
Yes.
And Blair Witch is literally a witch. She's a girl who's a witch. She wears. She has a witch's hat. She wears a black dress. I need to go back and watch Soul Eater. I wanted to cosplay as something. I wanted to cosplay something from this anime for so long, and I just found her costume, and I have a purple wig for her, and all of that. So I'm very excited. But she's not actually. She's my favorite one coming up, but probably my favorite cosplay that I've done. For this month is either going to be 02 from Darling in the Franxx, or I finally got to check off a cosplay bucket list of being Bowsette, which is the female Bowser.
Yes.
That is not even real, not even canon.
Blonde
for anybody
hair.
Who doesn't know, it's a fan made. Blonde hair, the black latex, like it looked pretty good.
Yeah.
I could not breathe.
But it looks good, and that's all you need. Yep.
It looks good. But yeah, no, 02 and Bowser definitely were my favorite. Oh, and I had a really good Monokuma. That one came out way better than I expected. If you know do you know who Monokuma is or what Monokuma is?
I'm trying to remember. It's an anime. I can't remember. I know the name.
Yes, it's also a game.
I've not played the game.
It's
Now I need to.
It's why am I blinking?
Both of us are like,
one of the games is called Trigger Happy Havoc.
We know this.
Danganronpa. That's what it is. Danganronpa. Monokuma is actually just a bear who's like half black, half white. One of his eyes is red. I actually have I had these fun goggles glasses to mimic his eye, so I didn't have to do makeup for it.
Smart.
So it kind of ended up just looking like this, which I thought was very fun.
That is. Those are cool glasses
I had this. Right? I got them off Amazon for super cheap.
Damn.
I had this really big wig that was half black, half white, and it was really big because it was multiple pieces that got clipped in to have ponytails
Oh,
to it.
wow.
And they're like little clip-in bears that kind of mimic the real one. And I just did like this fun makeup. It looked, the pictures looked so good. Like I don't, but yeah, probably those three are definitely the favorite. And
Oh
then
my
Blair
gosh.
Witch would be next.
That's so cool. I love that you have a good spectrum too of what you're choosing from for inspiration. It's amazing. We're gonna pick more of your creative brain in a hot minute. We're gonna take a quick bio break first, though. Good friends, stick around. We'll be back in a few minutes. We'll see you all in a minute. We're back, good friends. Welcome back to Pink Pixels. Donion and I, CausticPhoenix, are sitting here and we've been chatting, talking about, the games you play, the costumes you build out, the characters we love, what brings in those feelings of nostalgia. And I want to turn our take now into the future, right? Obviously, you are a Twitch streamer. You play games, but more than that, right? You've been building more of a connection and an influence in this space. Obviously, you've got an established community, but you're also part of not just one, but two Twitch guilds. So why Twitch guilds? Why did you go, listen, I want to put my name in the hat for these? And these are not ones, right, where it's just anyone and everyone. You have to apply. They choose to accept you. And then, of course, you're then invited into the Discord. There are meetup opportunities, conversations that occur. Why did you choose to apply to these guilds? And what two guilds, of course, did you join?
I am in the Women's Guild and I'm in the Pride Guild. So I was the Pride Guild. If people don't know, was basically it's not even a month old. It was basically just created. The Women's Guild, I didn't know existed. I didn't know anything about. I didn't know any guilds existed. If I'm being really honest, I didn't go seeking to join anything. I guess at one point, Twitch or not Twitch. Maybe somebody who was a part of the guilds put out that there was going to be an application, and one of my male friends actually pinged me under it and was like, "Hey, you should apply for this." And I took a look at it. I applied on a whim, essentially, because
why not?
a lot of the games that I play and like people that I hang out with. Like if you're a girl gamer, you're mostly playing with guys. I thought it would be cool to see what's up, and then I don't know. I got the email that I got accepted, and that was really cool. I did feel like I was actually genuinely surprised. I don't know what their qualifications to get again are or anything like that. But no, it's been really nice there. Everybody's like genuine and super supportive, and just a really nice it's just a really nice environment and community that's in that Discord for sure.
Oh, I love that. See, that's kind of nice part of like, okay, you tried. And I love that you had a friend who pinged you, because I think sometimes we forget how important it is to have friends encourage us to do things, to keep an eye out, because we can't hear of anything and everything that goes on in the gaming space. It's a huge space. There's so many different things going on, different conversations, different circles of people following other people with opportunities that are posted only in certain spaces or in other spaces. And it's ever, right in our own lap where it tends to fall. So it's really nice when we have friends who look out for one another, right? So they keep an eye out. I might have us adjust your device settings just a little. We might try, instead of the 1080
again.
60.
Okay,
yeah. Let's try the 720 30.
720.
I just want you to come in as clear as possible.
It looking a little funky for sure. Is that better?
Yeah,
maybe.
It's coming through great on.
It looks
on the
better.
Other side. Yeah. We're happy here. We found
good.
the Goldilocks spot. Not too hot, not too cold, right in the middle, and we're good to go. So what is it like being a part of these Discords, right? So they invite you in. What was the premise of saying like, yeah, join the Women's Guild? Were there expectations that you had behind it, or hopes that you're hoping to get out of by joining an organization like this?
I went into it with no expectations, if I'm being really honest.
That's okay,
I didn't know what they did or whatever was happening in there. And then at first it was like a little bit intimidating because there's already so many people that were in it. But I've instantly became friends with a bunch of women that are in there. And it's really nice because currently I'm actually I'm going to be hosting, or like I'm in the middle of co-coordinating a raid train for Halloween that's going to be starting on the 18th, and it's full of Women's Guild members only. And I'm very excited for that. But no, there's like you get into it essentially what you put into it.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to the Pride Guild, I'm not really getting. Also, you don't want to go into it thinking that you're going to get something out of it because you don't
Ooh.
want to go into that space with the mindset like, I'm only going to use this for me. You want to
Mm-hmm.
go into it with, I want to use this to like like obviously you're gonna build you want to build yourself up always, but
Sure.
you also want to go into it building up other people and
Mm-hmm.
bringing awareness to other things, and that's essentially what the guilds are for. So I'm not, when I say I'm like not getting anything out of the Pride Guild right now, it's because I'm not putting anything into it.
Yes.
I luckily was fortunate enough to get into it. But I've just been so busy, so I haven't really been able to interact with it as much as I would like to.
I love
But
that
yeah,
though.
it's,
That's such an
they
important take.
yeah.
Because so many people join these things and like they're
Uh,
services to me. They're supposed to help me. But they're communities.
mhm.
They're opportunities to coordinate and
They
work
are.
with others in your space to lift everybody up. It's not just you. Yes. Oh, I think that's so often
Exactly.
missed in
Like,
these
don't get
spaces.
me wrong, I've been
Mm.
oh, sorry.
No, keep going. This is
Like,
your
don't get me wrong,
focus.
I've gotten some like wonderful opportunities thanks to like the guilds. Like,
Hmm.
I've been able to be in like the home recommendation Twitch panel stuff that
Yes.
affiliates can be in. And I would never have gotten that stuff without being in the guilds, which is like such a surreal experience. But you don't go into it expecting to be in those situations.
Yeah.
You go into it wanting to know the people that you're in it with
Hmm.
and build up from there. And
Yes.
hopefully build yourself up, but it's not like you yourself are not top number one priority. It's you with everybody.
Hmm. Yes. Like we all float together. Like what are rising? What is this? There's that water metaphor. Rising tides raises all boats.
Uh,
Something like. I forget it. I thought I
maybe
had something there.
I want to.
But the idea is instead of like just going off on your own, like it's better that when we invest in ourselves together, we all grow together. Yes. Oh, I
Mm-hmm.
really blew that one.
And if I'm being like really honest, some of the least toxic lobbies and games I've ever been a part of are when we get to like do all women gaming together. It has been some of the most genuine like lobbies that we've ever played in. So it's it's just a really fun time for sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's where you kind of take out the fear of being harassed. Suddenly, you can have a
Oh
lot more
yeah.
fun. You can be humorous. You can be yourself. You can feel comfortable talking on the mic. Simple little things makes a world of difference
Yeah.
behind it. So, of course, then I got to ask, would you encourage others to apply to be a part of guilds?
Did you ask if I would encourage
Yeah.
or
Would you encourage others to
what
say
did
like
you
that they
say?
should
Sorry.
no worries.
Oh
Here,
yes,
I'll say it again
yes.
cleaner. Would you encourage others to join Twitch guilds?
Yes, join Twitch guilds if you can join Twitch guilds. It's so much fun. It really is its own separate world.
Hmm.
There's so many people that still don't know that Twitch guilds exist, but it's its own thing. There are fun meetups that you can maybe attend if you want to. I know like when TwitchCon came around, a bunch of the guilds were having their meetups over there. Um, all the guilds got talked about at TwitchCon, which is
Yeah.
pretty cool.
The Women's Guild even
I
did
didn't go to TwitchCon.
not a yearbook. They're putting together a yearbook even.
Yeah, yeah. No, we
Wait, did you
have
get one?
One moment.
She's got it. It's a show and tell. Everyone prepare yourself. I want one.
I'm not gonna open the yearbook.
I want
I'm not
the
gonna open it,
yearbook.
but we do have a yearbook.
Oh my gosh. That's wild.
And I'm not really in the yearbook, but I am on the yearbook, so that's pretty cool.
You're like right there in the front. You should just like circle yourself like ta-da.
Yep.
That's wild. But see, like they're fun things, but they're community building. Like you see yourself a part of it. And in so
Mhm.
many spaces, there are people who are gatekeepers. You're like, all right, you have to be playing games forever, or you don't seem like someone, is a streamer, or you have to be of a certain size that people take you seriously. And guilds is a place where they kind of throw all of that out because they're not legitimate arguments. They're not legitimate statements, and they're not supportive, they're not helpful, and they're certainly not welcome. And so Twitch guilds are a place where like
Mhm.
you find community, you find support, you find others that are excited and want to share and to support one another. How fun is that?
Oh, it's so fun. And it kind of made me sad when the live stream for Twitch was taking a part of that because that chat was horrid. That the entire Twitch chat, not the entire Twitch chat,
Yeah.
but more than half of the Twitch chat was so upset over the guilds being a thing. Because like I guess a lot of people were like, most of them were like men that were upset. It was like people who were like,
Let's just call them
um,
boys.
oh, how is this bringing boys for sure? They were like, how is this bringing people together? You're dividing people, blah blah blah. And it's like, you know what, the second I don't have any more sexist comments in my chat or any more people when I join a live game and Counter-Strike telling me I'm not allowed to be playing, any as soon as that slate gets wiped completely, we can have that conversation.
Mhm.
Right now, let me feel safe and happy.
Yeah. Are they
Like, I
bringing
don't
that
know.
same kind of like energy every time you get made fun of for being a woman or told to go to the kitchen?
Yeah.
Like, no, they're not saying anything there. They're just laughing. But that's not dividing. No,
No.
that's not separating or making people feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. Like,
It's
my bad that
your
you like what?
Donnie, this is your
Sorry that
fault.
people want to be uplifting. Yeah, no, my bad. I apologize. I actually should delete my Twitch account.
Just
And actually, you know what? I should even go further. I should delete all of my socials. I
mm-hmm.
should not be a woman on the internet.
Mm-mm.
That's
Just
my bad.
gone. Gone.
And everything will get fixed.
All problems
But
gone, and now it's no
yeah, no,
longer
it's like
divided if no women are there, so it's not a
it's
problem.
no longer divided.
If there are only men, there's no division,
It's
so
like
problem solved.
it's so crazy to me because like they're obviously the people that are very aware that there's division in life.
Yes.
And people are like, oh, but where are our opportunities? But you get opportunities every day. You get
Mm.
opportunities all the time just for existing for a moment. Like, um, yeah, I don't know. You don't. It's
Mm-hmm.
so much is so silly
Yes.
sometimes, and it's just nice. The guilds are great. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, because they're
Yes.
only supportive.
Yes. And I think it's kind of ignoring the idea that there's not unique solutions for unique problems. Like, it's like, well, if I have struggles, right, why am I also not getting this?
Mhm.
Like, well, you have different struggles. You're not being told the same things that we're
And
being told, right? It's not the same. You don't need a guild to solve that kind of problem for you. And it's not trying to diminish that just because we
and
have
like
particular needs, that your needs aren't important. Yours are just very different.
exactly. And it's not like the guild. So yes, the guilds are getting opportunities,
Hmm.
but they're not taking opportunities away from anybody. At
Yes.
the end of the day, the guilds are probably at the bottom of the totem pole when it becomes getting opportunities. So it's like we're just existing. We're just happy little people over here, not impeding on anybody. We're not shoving like the Pride Guild. We're gonna use the Pride Guild for a moment.
Hmm.
Not shoving any beliefs in anybody's faces.
Hmm.
We're just living. We're living our best lives, and that's about it. I remember the first time so I I don't know how to explain my sexuality. Like I know
Hmm.
that I fall under the A spectrum, but I can sometimes like I've been like this for forever, where
Yeah.
I know that maybe I'm ace flux or I'm demisexual. I'm not really sure. But I never like talked about it with my chat. I remember like 2 years ago, I came out to my community once about being ace, and then we never talked about it again. It was just like one of those things that I was like, I don't know, just
Yeah.
there it is,
Yeah.
and we move on.
Which not that you
This
have to
was
talk
the
about it every
first
time
year.
anyway, you know, like
No,
there's a balance.
exactly. Not that it needs to be like my entire personality. It's just who I am, you know?
Yeah.
Um, so this was the first year that I met people from the Women's Guild actually, who were also ace, and we created this ace pride. I think it was like an ace arrow discord that was created
Oh.
before the pride guilds were a thing. And we had like this whole ace arrow raid train that we did, and it was like the first time that I was like super more not that I'm ever not proud of myself, but it's more I was more open and out there with my community. I like put the tags for the first time into my like Twitch tags and all of that. And I don't get the comments anymore, but I remember the very first time that I put those tags in, there were some weird people that showed up in my chat, and it was kind of like, I'm not gonna bother anybody with what was said, but it was very, it wasn't as much as I thought it would be, but it was very weird and very like, oh, so this is what it's like actually showing LGBTQIA outwardsness, and like I've always known like what people experience, but then I started experiencing that.
Yeah.
And I still have the tags up, and I'm still very like proud to be open about it. But I'm also proud that we have a pride guild now, because everything's like, woo.
Yes.
These are like really bad descriptive words for all of this situation.
I love it. But they're your words and they're your experience. So that's the perfect fit for it. That's how it goes. But I think it kind of shows, like, even when you get those first initial messages, that's kind of why it's nice to be able to have those tags, to be able to find not necessarily them, but other individuals. And it's also when you're sharing so much as a content creator, it's nice when you get to choose and have a space where you can be yourself, your full self. And it's not just, oh yeah, this small little node around here. Just like, you know, individuals who might be cis, hetero, right, so that they can exist and never question what they share or what they talk about, and it's never challenged. Individuals who are not cis or hetero or any of those heteronormative cultural practices that we have, you know, that there gets to be that same level, not just expression, but also respect and welcome, and that it's equal at the end of the day, which is hard, unfortunately, to find still.
Oh no, flipping back to the Women's Guild for a moment, just to be just as the perspective of like a woman.
Yes,
it's like I when I first started streaming, I probably looked like I was homeless. I'm gonna be honest, like I did not pay attention to my appearance.
Why, Donnie?
So bad.
Did you just look like you didn't shower? What was this, a purposeful look you were going for?
Sometimes.
Oh, you have to explain so much more.
I was like sweatshirts and sweatpants all the time, which, not hating on the streamers that stream in sweatshirts. Sometimes I'll throw one back on. But you know, it wasn't like I was not looking anywhere near pristine or anything. I was just streaming. And then, you know, one day I started dressing like a little bit better. But man, I love my community, but I know for a solid fact, and they know it too, that a bunch of them are only there to look at me. And I don't like to acknowledge this because it can be weird.
Well,
it can be weird, and they can sometimes make me uncomfortable. But this fact has been made very apparent multiple times, especially whenever I've tried to be a VTuber or if I've tried to use a PNG when I did not feel like putting a camera on,
Yes.
because people thought it was weird to look at, and they verbally would tell me that they missed see like they wanted to look at me and not like they made it very clear that it was I'm here to stare at how you look and not like what you're doing and who you are as a person. And yeah, that's why I like the women's guild because it's cozy.
I, uh, how do you? I feel like I just hit my head against a brick wall.
How do I how do I handle this situation?
Yeah.
Well, I have some very wonderful mods that are like,
Yeah.
dude, you're being weird, you're being cringe right now.
Yes. What the hell?
Like when I did
I'm sorry for
the
cursing.
Bowser cosplay yesterday,
Yeah.
someone came in I've played games with this person before, and I kind of know them, and they're nice, but they were like calling me mistress. And I was like, okay, no.
Yeah.
And then they were like, yes. And I was like, yes to what? And then they're like, mistress. And I was like, brother. And then my mods were like, are you okay?
Let's check in on you for this. Oh. Even when you say no, you're like, we're not doing that. And they just kind of push back anyway. Like, because sometimes it's like they don't understand. And that depends. Like, people have different levels of comfort and humor, what they're comfortable with. But as soon as you say no, then they should be like, oh, I'm so sorry. All right. Then we take a step back. Then we can move forward. But when they go, oh, it's like, then there's like that extra layer of not only are they treating you how they want to treat you without any respect to how you want to be treated, but then they enjoy making you feel uncomfortable on top of that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've caught a lot of I've caught like a lot of compliments for sure. I've caught a lot of weird comments that I know weren't meant to be bad, so I'll just kind of let those slide because like they're usually coming from people that I do know,
Okay.
or people that are regularly around either my community or other people's communities that I know.
Yeah. You know how to
I'll just kinda
interpret
read
them,
them,
and they're not
but I
meant to
won't
be
like
creepy. Yeah.
yeah. Like, I
Okay.
posted a photo of one of my outfits a couple days ago, and one of my not friends, but like community members, it was like, "Mommy, sorry, I mean hot, I mean nice picture." And if anybody else did that, they're gone. Like one of my mods who didn't know who that person was messaged our mod Discord, our mod chat, and was like, is this guy okay? Like, you need
Yeah.
to take care of him." And like, I was honestly, I didn't respond to him, but I was finding it funny.
Yeah.
Not the mod. I respond to the mod, but I didn't respond to like the comments. I was laughing.
Yep. Yes.
But then some get like gross. There's some people that are just like sexually gross about their comments. Those are instant bans. I don't care who you are.
Yep.
You're gone.
You're like, no, no, that's not here.
But,
That's not here.
yeah.
No. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, when people are typing, especially when it's under whatever fake name that they've made up for themselves, they feel very confident saying whatever they want to say. But I'm always surprised when it's like on Instagram or Facebook when it's their real name attached to it and they still write comments like it. I'm like,
yeah. When they have their name, where they work, where they live, like like everything about them.
Yes. Like, doesn't your mom follow you? She could probably see this. Whose mom doesn't follow them on Instagram these days? Come on.
You know, speaking of people that are like that, I was on TikTok and there was this girl who posted about her like mental health experience journey. I'm not going to divulge what it was about, but she posted it. Obviously, it's to the public. It went viral. And there was this one comment from like some other lady who was like talking about how this was weird and cringe that she was posting about her mental health stuff. And so I click on this video that went viral that happened to be like on my page. recently
Yeah.
was also an older video. Like this comment was an older comment as well. So I click on this person's profile picture,
Mm-hmm.
and lo and behold, she's making videos talking about how her mental health is bad. I'm like,
Ma'am, we can see. We can see. What are you doing here?
The consistency is inconsistent.
Was it just
But like,
jealousy?
so, like I'm not.
Oh,
It's just like one of those like overall things where nobody thinks about what they put out there.
it's wild to me. The internet is a great and amazing place where you can learn anything, you can network and connect with so many people, make great friends and community. And also, there are a lot of idiots out there too. Like, it's a funny balance that the internet exists and what it provides. That is,
Yeah.
I love it. I love that story, but
I,
it's because it's a train wreck. Who does that?
I think
Who?
it, it's crazy. Sometimes comment sections are very interesting too, because you'll see a comment section absolutely hating on something,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll see a comment that's like, you see how there's nobody who's supporting this type of behavior or whatever's going on. You'll see like somebody making a point to
Yeah.
talk about how there's no support in the comment section.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, people definitely support so and so topic. They're just too scared to type in the section because they're gonna get instantly attacked.
Yes.
Like nobody wants to put the energy into a comment section that's already dog shit. Like I don't.
It's because that's a whole life then. That is a whole life to go
Yeah.
in and get into arguments with an internet stranger who will have no impact on you. And heck, you don't
Mhm.
even know if they're a real person. Oh, my
You,
goodness.
it's crazy that there's now just bot replies going on, or like
Yes.
people that purposefully do negative replies.
Yes.
And you don't even know if that's genuinely what they're feeling. They just want to do it because they have no other life to live. I don't know.
Okay, I'll be honest. I didn't know those kind of people existed on the internet until this year. Like in my brain, I thought at least everyone's being genuine with their
Yeah.
arguments. No, I read it on Reddit because that's where I read my Am I the Asshole channels because those are so addicting.
Oh, of course, of
Uh,
course.
and yeah, it was like or I can't remember. They found their partner, their Reddit account, and they were just trashing people. And it doesn't matter on what, just anything and everything. And then they just enjoyed it. They just enjoyed being jerks to people.
Yeah.
That was how they unwound at the end of the day. I'm like, why? What? Why is it so cathartic to be a bully to strangers on the internet? I don't understand. It breaks my
I
heart.
don't get it either. Not to go into a situation that occurred, but there was
Mhm.
this one group of streamers that
Yes.
some drama was coming out of,
Mhm.
and some of the people in there in that group told me, and some like other people, I'm not gonna,
Yeah.
just want to preface, I'm not naming names, not even gonna like come close to who these people could be.
Mhm.
But they were like, oh well, everybody talks bad about it, like essentially along the lines of, we all like, everybody talks bad about somebody, so it's like fine that this is happening.
Ugh,
And
bad take.
that's got to be one of the most delusional takes I've ever heard. Like I don't, I genuinely
Ah.
don't have the energy to be acting like that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, oh, and everybody's a jerk, so why not have,
Like, I'm
let's
sorry,
add to it.
what?
Or you could choose not
Like
to be
if
a part
you're,
of that.
I mean, listen, if you're friends, you could, yeah. No, but that's a whole can of worms that we're not gonna get
Huh.
into. But yeah, it just felt like it went with the mental state of some people.
Yes. But again, this is why it's so good to have guilds. It's important to have communities that focus on uplifting, of protecting one another, of supporting one another. So you also, of course, let's talk about your Twitch community. Obviously, you like them. You stream often enough to hang out with them. You engage in your Discord. What is it like
Mhm.
to build a community that you know, those kind of when those comments do pop up, you know, you're going to be in a place where everyone understands we're not taking this. This is not a place where that exists.
Um, it's still like kind of surreal because of the variety streaming.
Mm-hmm.
It's more difficult to build a consistent community from just the way that I've been doing streaming.
Mm-hmm.
But there have been consistent people, and it's still surreal to me that like I guess in my head it's one thing if another streamer comes in to watch, but to have consistent people that aren't streamers that are just viewers that want to like have been watching me for years
Mm-hmm.
is so crazy to me. And even if I've got like, say I've got like, I don't know, 5 viewers today or 20 viewers the next day,
Mm-hmm.
it's like that's still the person that's sitting here. Like I could be streaming for 6 hours. That's a whole half of the day almost. It's so nice that people and the people that come back will always be like, wow, you're always so like you're always so inviting when we come back after a long time. And everybody's always said that. It's just something that they say for some reason.
There's no guilt.
But it's just there's no like it's just like I don't know. It's just overwhelming sometimes, but also really nice to know that the community knows that I am accepting of everything that they like of them and protective of them, but also they know me, and
Mm-hmm.
like just everybody like understands how the vibes are meant to be, and it's just really cool at the end of the day. Yeah, I don't know, it's just really cool and sweet.
That's kind of the beauty of it, right? When you turn on your camera and you press start streaming, there's not that challenge of like, how am I going to guide this? How am I going to have to navigate these tough conversations? Like instead, there's a degree of comfort that you all have built, not just of course where it's you. I mean, obviously you are comfortable in this. I hope so. But also that you've made it comfortable and easy for others that, yeah, they can come back whenever. And there's no guilt. There's no shame. In fact, there's welcome open arms, right? You make it as a place where
Oh
they feel
yeah.
like it's home. It's not this, overdone thing or high pressure. It's comfortable. And it's a place where they can feel like they are
I'm not
themselves.
over here like if somebody's gone for a year, I'm
Yeah.
like, where were you?
Yeah. Tell me what
Why
you've
weren't
been
you
doing.
here?
Interrogation light goes on to their chat name right now. Like, tell us what you've been up to. You've got like a countdown bot of like last time they chatted. It's been 24 hours.
I've actually I have an entire spreadsheet, Excel document of every follower that I have when their last message was.
Yep.
I actually plan on doing a purging of my followers.
Yeah.
So you guys better start chatting.
If you're not chatting, I'm kicking you out. We have high standards here for our followers.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, sorry lurkers. You may be the backbone of my community, but you're done.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Some people get upset about that. And it's like, let
Some
people be people.
do that. The amount of times I've seen people be upset over lurkers, or the amount of tweets I've seen people tweet out that they got banned just for like lurking or existing is too many.
Who's putting attention to like this person's lurking, but they're not talking? Let's ban them. How is that problematic? How is that an issue? I don't understand that. I'm sorry if you're a streamer who's done that, but
They want engagement only.
I need answers.
I'm not sorry. Get called out.
Yes. What do you think this is?
Being this way.
Did you think it was a TV show? Get out of here. Like it's like when you're in class and it's required participation.
Like, it only harms you.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Listen. I love that you have a welcoming community. I can tell You are so easygoing. You're fun. You're engaging. You allow yourself to be yourself. You allow yourself to express yourself, to play the games that you want, sometimes bake, sometimes whatever it is. Whatever it is, it's all chaotic, which is a delight in and of itself. And that allows your community to be the same way. Now, I hate to be the bearer of bad
Yeah, no,
news.
it definitely like oh no, are we done?
We're I want you to finish your idea though first. That's more important to me. I love that you said, "Oh no, are we done?" You're so darling. You're like, "I will be here all night." Wait, just so everyone knows, it's about
Oh,
midnight right
so
now.
fast. It's midnight.
You're so funny. That's so cute. But please say what you were gonna say first.
I I was just gonna say that like sometimes I was like sometimes streaming stresses me out a lot. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. My mods know. They know all of my stress. And when I'm stressed, it shows on stream and the stream quality is
Yeah.
deteriorated because of that, and it's very obvious when something doesn't go well. Um, but that's why I planned out this entire month, because last month I wasn't having the best like month, and that was kind of getting to me.
Mhm.
And I planned out this month, and we're just going with it.
Yeah.
Whether the streams are bad or whether they're phenomenal or whether they're normal, I've seen a mix of I've seen a mix of all the stats this month already, and you know what? I don't care. We are just
Mhm.
having good streams, and we're having fun with it. Because even if the numbers don't reflect the quality is still there, and the happiness is still there, and that's all that's mattering.
Yes. Oh,
Come here.
that's
That's about it.
absolute freaking gold, right? Like at the end of the day, it's the quality of time that you create spending with one another. And that's such an important take, no matter whether
Because
it's streaming
like,
or you're on a Discord call with friends, any of it. It's just you're together.
mm-hmm,
Dang. Look at you.
exactly.
I'm the old one, but you're the wise one. So I don't know how we. Dang. Dang. I gotta go turn in my old person card here. I've been embarrassed and shown up, so thanks for that. Uh, no, you are such a delight, and that's such a good statement. I want to make sure people can join your community, find you. Give us all of your socials. When are you streaming next? Give us all the details, Donnie Yon. Come on, come on.
I I stream every week, every day of the week minus Wednesdays and Thursdays. At least I try to make that consistent. 8 p.m. Eastern time, unless it's a Sunday, then that's 12 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, we'll be streaming tomorrow. We're gonna start the casting of Frank Stone. All of my socials are under the name Donnie Yan, so that's how you can find me.
Easy.
And yeah, I have Twitch, Twitter, an Instagram that I don't really use that much,
Mhm.
a failing YouTube. But if anybody wants to make it not failing, hit that subscribe button. But
Do it anyway.
mostly just Twitch. Oh, and my TikTok does kind of well sometimes. So yeah.
There we go. If you give a follow, then you'll get notifications of new
There we go.
content when Donnie Live is
Exactly.
live. Yes, and you've got a Discord community that people can join as well on top of it.
Oh yes. Join the Discord. It's very fun in there.
Yes. All good things. Now, when we say tomorrow, we mean technically today, Monday. But are you also streaming on
Monday,
Tuesdays?
yes.
Yes. As we remember, this is live on Monday, showing. Yeah.
True.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I will also be live Tuesday at 8 p.m. and we'll be continuing the casting of Frank Stone. So you know what? It's the same schedule. Congrats. Just a different costume.
Just a new surprise. And even better if you catch both. You know?
New surprise.
Yes. Just go straight into it, friends. It's easy. It's Donnie on.
Yeah, honestly, I'll probably be live when this is airing, so if anybody wants to pop on over.
Yeah, that's true. You'll be an hour in at that point. Easy. Just go straight over. At that point, like you've done like the initial startup and you're just at the beginning of the story still. So it'll be perfect timing. Be perfect timing. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Easy. All right. All right. Fantastic. Look at you, you little night owl. It's perfect. Since we're recording this, you are phenomenal. Thank you so much for coming on to PinkPixels, joining me, your host, CausticPhoenix, to have this conversation and tell more about you, your space that you're creating, and we're so excited to see where you continue to take this. We're gonna have you come back on the show in the future. Tell us about the new adventures you've been on, the new horror games you've taken on. If you've gone back and played another Batman game, all the classics.
Maybe.
Probably.
No, thank you for having me. I actually felt like it was very sweet to get that email, so I appreciate that.
Well, you're an absolute delight, and I wish you the best this week. And good friends, thank you for joining us here on PinkPixels. Remember to take care of yourself. Seek these inspirational nuggets that Doniyan has given us and take them throughout your day to day. Let it inspire you. Let it challenge you. Become more than you were the day before. And we'll see you all next time. Bye, everyone.